my name is Ashlyn Jones. I'm the account executive of Culinary Coach, and this is my team.
Hi, I'm Michelle.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Brenda.
All right, so we're going to get started with our background of Chef Greg. And throughout, just so you guys know, we will be showing a few pictures, some new ones, some old ones, a little bit of everything, just to keep your eyes, not bored. All right, so first I would like to go over a little bit of his background. Chef Greg established his company in 2006. He is a culinary coach. He actually helps people, teaches them how to cook, also hangs out with people who like to cook and do little games here and there too, right? He also does something called a phantom service, where he will go to a house, cater for the house, and then disappear before the guests arrive. He does offer cooking lessons in different areas. He's established himself here in Orange County and now is going to be moving over to Woodland Hills. So our goal today is to mainly get all the information he needs so he can have a successful transition over to that location and maybe cater some celebrities. Who knows? It could happen, right? You give us a call. All right, so now we're going to go over our SWOT analysis.
Okay, I'm going to talk about SWOT. First, we're going to talk about his strengths. Culinary Coach has great strengths because Chef Greg has 25 years of experience under his belt, which is great. He's not a new cook. So his other one would be that he cooks for you. Who doesn't like to be cooked for? I mean, everyone wants to be cooked for. Second one would be his open menu. He doesn't stick to one type of food. He can cook you a variety of different types of food, which is great also. Cooking lessons for better health is one. We're all trying to eat healthier, to live longer, so it's good to have someone teach you how to cook, what to buy, and instead of going out and buying fast food. He has an existing Facebook page, which is great because we didn't have to create a Facebook for him. He already has an established Facebook page. Now on to the weaknesses. Lack of manpower. Culinary Coach is run by two people, Chef Greg and his wife Marilyn, which could be lack of manpower because there's so much going on. There's so much that they both have to do. It's hard to focus on everything. Pricing would be another weakness. People generally want to know what they're paying for a service. So when they go to a website, they want to know, I'm going to be paying this, I'm going to be spending this on service. So it's hard when there's no price. Another weakness would be relocation. This could be a weakness because he's not well known in the community. And there's also other established people doing what Chef Greg does. And this is his Facebook. We were talking about the layout, how we would want to see more visuals instead of just his logo, maybe some of his dishes. And also people talking about Culinary Coach and his business. There's no one talking about it. There are likes, which is good. So we want to get more people to talk about his business. And then maybe get a picture of Chef Greg. He's a good-looking guy. He should be right there front and center.
Right.
Like, I'm going to come cook for you. So we saw that there's a lot of great opportunities for Culinary Coach. There's local events that he can attend, that he can get his name, his business out there, when people can actually see him cooking, which is great because it stays in your memory longer. Sponsorships. We feel it would be great if he got sponsorships because a well-known brand could sponsor him, could save him money, and he can gain popularity from that. Nonprofit contributions. It's good to do that, and it's a nice thing for the community. And we know that his target audience are upper class people, which tend to go to nonprofit events and contribute to that. New technologies. There are a lot of new technologies growing. One of them that we thought was Pinterest, which shows a lot of his visuals, and another one we thought was that we just thought of was Vine, which is the Instagram of videos, and he can do 6-second video clips of him cooking and send that off in social media. There are threats, of course. Local competitors that are already established in the LA community are threats for his business. Recession, we're not quite yet out of the recession, so a lot of people see his business as a luxury, which they don't go to it, they don't think of doing that because they're trying to cut and save money. Agricultural recalls would be another one. He needs to, worry if there's a recall on tomatoes or lettuce, or where he needs to buy his product that haven't been affected with recalls. Traffic. We all know, some of us know LA traffic is terrible. You have to plan ahead accordingly with your client or with, who you're making business with to make sure
actually one of the chefs that is up there in the local area, Chef Greg. It's called House Call Chef, and he does some culinary cooking. We were actually thinking maybe you should reach out to him, maybe do like a cook-off together or something. Instead of make him your enemy, make him your friend, you know what I mean? Keep him close. All right, so now we're going to slice some pieces of this information for you. So I thought that was an appropriate picture. And here we go.
Alright, so for our first goal, we wanted to create a general understanding of the target audience we're going to be going after, just so that Greg can have a good idea of the demographics that's going to be there. Second, we wanted to enhance his image. This way, it'll lend him a little more credibility coming into a new market. He's going to need that. And third, we wanted to increase brand awareness. This way that we can give him a good online presence, which is probably where most of his new customers are going to be coming from.
All right. That was a good one right there. All right. Key Publix and messages.
Now on to key Publix and messages. So our target audience is upper class women aged between 35 to 54 who live in the Woodland Hills area and earning above $100,000 per year. And the reason because we are targeting this specific group is because according to Mass Mutual Financial Group 2007, it said senior women control a net worth of $19 trillion. And also US Market Research 2012, it shows that high-income households and businesses will bolster growth. And here are some visuals.
These are some of the women we think you might reach out to. If you see her at the shopping center, you know, give her a call.
Go up and say, hey, do I know you?
Yeah, it's like, you look nice. Where did you get that outfit? See, just like that picture right there. Actually, look at he's saying that right there.
That's St. Joseph's church where they help the
Really?
underprivileged and teach them how to cook, and that's
That
why I
is
went.
so sweet.
That's why I give back.
Well, see, that's what you, there you go. Now there's that, what's that one hospital in LA? There's a hospital.
And now we're on to strategy, tactics, and tools.
Awesome.
Alright, so to achieve these goals I talked about earlier, first to achieve our goal of understanding the general audience, we conducted secondary research. Specifically, we did all-inclusive research of the Woodland Hills area. We did this using the census, Facebook, MRI Plus, and other online tools. To reach our second goal of enhancing his image, we decided to improve the social media. Specifically, we looked at his Facebook and thought that we could change the layout of it, do more activity on it. And we also added in a Pinterest as well as a Yelp. And third, to get the brand awareness, we decided to make promotional materials. Specifically, we made a one-page manifesto that detailed the background of the company as well as Greg to give people a good idea of what he's about. We also we wanted like a VIP card and monthly coupons to give incentives to people that are already customers as well. And we just used MS Word and pictures supplied by Greg.
All right, and to our calendar and budget, pretty much our calendar is pretty self-explanatory, as you can see. We've pretty much started off going over the different meetings that we had with Chef Greg, and then I actually put in Chef Greg for you, where we started adding things to your list. So when I had that food luncheon, so I could get a little more feel for that, you know, your world, pretty much, because that's the best step. We did start a Yelp account on 3/23/2013, so I put that in there for you. And we did the open house event, which was actually wonderful, so thank you so much for that. Our group meeting follow-up was after that, and then we created a Pinterest account together. You and I had discussed it with you, and I kind of get you started, and you can kind of go back in there and mess around with it a little bit. Today is our final presentation, so I put that in. And then your 33rd annual picnic that you're going to go to, I'm definitely going to follow up with you on that. So I put that in there so you don't forget, just in case. So that's our calendar. And that's one of our pictures from the open house, which was awesome. And then our measurements, assessments, and evaluation of our success with you today. Since we're mainly getting you information to get you over there so that you can do things, we monitored Facebook a little bit in the end, Yelp feedback. We didn't have a chance to do, but we did get you a Yelp account, so hopefully you'll get some. And we did create a Survey Monkey and for Com Week, and I did get some survey information on your experience with you, and it's all in the book, so you definitely can go through that as well, and I will go through some of the main points. First, there were more people talking about this between April and May. There was a little bit more action going on Facebook, which is great, so that was awesome. And go ahead and then people talking about it is the green, and then the purple is the weekly outreach. So your weekly was pretty much a lot higher. So it did go down for a little while, but I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping that it'll go back up now that we have everything. This is actually right before I stopped being part of your admin. I did set up a little, what kind of creative food events do you think would be fun? And getting people interactive with that, so like people can actually vote on here and actually put in names too, like if they want to have an idea and people can vote on it, to give you cool ideas you can do on Yelp, because you know how we talked about that as well. So that's something that I noticed is it had a pretty nice outreach. 67 people saw this post, which we thought that was great. And then I liked that National Chocolate Chip event. That was pretty cool too. So those types of things are things we're talking about for Facebook. And lastly, of course, what we were able to accomplish was your little menu. We think you should do these every time you have an event, like a big event with your friends or with your clients. You can set up a little menu of the types of foods you might be talking about that day so that they can keep with them after the event as a keepsake and then maybe use it in the future. And these are just some more admin, activity, but I kind of already went through this. We can go ahead and slide over. Now, the next one is on, these are just some of the research from the survey. So we had a gender one, and we did have a higher percent of females answer the survey. So it's going to give us a little bit more of light as far as if we girls like it or not, right? Go ahead and go next. Over here, look at all the yeses you have. All these people want to recommend you. So you already know there's a high percentage of women already. So obviously, women demographic is a great way to go. And lastly, all these women will also be interested in your services. So that's another great thing to know. To just reinforce the fact that women would be a good demographic for you. Go ahead. And then our campus outcomes, which I did go a little bit over them. We did gain more knowledge of your location, which gave us an idea on what types of social media you should be focusing on. There were more people talking about Culinary Coach on Facebook by the time we were done. We did execute an organized interactive event at Irvine campus for the open house. And we did get you involved in Yelp and Pinterest, which I'm very excited about to hear how that goes. And then we finished your campaign book. Now there are extra recommendations that I provided for you at the end, which has to do with your website, which we didn't mess with because your son's working on that. But maybe he can look through it, and there's research and everything in there. Some stuff you might be able to use, and some visuals too. All right, go ahead.
Alright, so I did some research on Pinterest and Instagram since those two social medias are mainly used for visuals. But so we did not so sure which one we should focus on, so I did some research on it. And according to the research, women, especially 30 to 49, they use Pinterest more than Instagram. And also in terms of income, who earn $75,000 or more, they use Pinterest. So in short, women 30 to 49, well-educated with a higher income, which perfectly matches our target audience. So we concluded that we should use the Pinterest in order to create more awareness.
And that's actually the starter before you go back in and add some more stuff of your actual Pinterest account. And the finishing touch for the Facebook. We put your face on it. We still kept the logo because I know you like the logo, but I switched it around so you could see the whole logo instead of half of it, which I think will probably be a little bit better. Now you can always change it, and then also the other ideas with putting food pictures and stuff would be great. So definitely for that. All right, and let's just a few more things. Almost there. Already went through that. All right, and then our references, we used the books, Facebook, Census, MRI Plus, Google, and we also used all the social media outlets as well. And lastly, there's a little collage I left out for you in the book as well with some of the open house events so you can have. And we wanted to thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. So we hope that all the information we researched works out for you and you have a good transition. Do you have any questions for us?